Hey everybody, Shoeshack Redemption back here for part 2 of the 2000-2001 season. Pacers off to a good start so far. 38-6. You can see last year we were 69-13. Let's see percentage-wise, 864 puts us probably between these two, so 71 wins is what we're on pace for. See if we can keep that pace or not. We have one injury. Ben Wallace has been hurt for all but the first 2 games of the season. He might be back before the season ends. We'll see about that. We had, who all was in the All-Star game? We had Peyton and Shaq starting and then Garnett off the bench. And we're coming right off of that All-Star break. So last week and a half was all victories, but 3 weeks before that, all had losses. So we'll see if we can get some green W's here to fill up the screen. I think without any further ado, let's get going. There's a big win, and we get to scout. I don't know how many real people I've not yet scouted. There's Kenny Satterfield, Carlos Arroyo, Joseph Forte, Trepagnier. I think we're getting to the end here. Didn't finish Bradley or Scalabrini. Or Jason Collins, Jaron Collins, Alvin Jones. Oh, Boomjay's down here. Otherwise, that looks like it. So let's just get some fake people here. Alright, well, there's a loss to the Nuggets. But let's check out this 38-point win over the Wizards. We like that one a lot more. Lots of points scored here. The Wizards have a decent team. They got Stoudemire, Allen, and McGrady. Just nothing really on the interior, it seems. Allen's averaging, well, he's not scoring quite as much now that he switched teams. Stoudemire's down a bit. McGrady's actually gone up a little bit here in his contract year. He will be restricted free agent going into the offseason. See if he sticks around. Kobe gets 42. Makes all 4 of his threes. Vince Carter, 21 off the bench. Garnett with a nice game. Shaq had 7 assists and 4 rebounds. That's weird. Grant Hill was pretty good. Peyton didn't do too much. I mean, 4 steals is nice. Really decent game here. But then we lose. The Nuggets are at least a winning team, but well, David Robinson, I guess, can will them to a win. But in this case, it was Isaiah Ryder, which, having his best scoring season since his rookie year, he's like Hall of Fame worthy right now. He's surely getting number 34 retired for Denver with 8 seasons like that. Oh boy. They did draft Rashard Lewis a few seasons ago. He's getting more playing time now. They've got some young guys here, Karolinko and Jason Terry as well, so it'll be a good team, along with 35-year-old David Robinson, who just wins Defensive Player of the Year wherever he goes. Shaq had a nice game, so did Kobe, but Peyton struggled to shoot. Garnett was awful. Carter was almost just as bad. 0 for 6 from downtown. To combined 5 for 29 is really, really bad, guys. So that would be the reason for the loss, I would say. Then we bounce back, beat the Rockets by 20, who are the same record, really, as the Nuggets. Kobe leads the way again. Shaq's not getting rebounds for some reason. Vince Carter and Gary Payton are getting more than him. Steve Nash got just as many as him in this game. Carter makes 3 threes in this one after going 0 for 6. Garnett a double-double. Payton was actually flirting with a triple-double there. Marbury leads the way. He's averaging 26 points per game. We got Sean Kemp settling down a little bit. Now he's in his 30s. Well, I guess he never really went crazy. He had a good season there after I traded him. But his overall never got super high, I don't think. I gave them Eddie Jones as well. I think in that same trade. You're welcome, Houston. Let's look real quick to see who got the January awards, and then we'll keep going. Well, I guess we can look at this too, but I meant the monthly awards. Shaq's third in MVP. No Pacers in Rookie of the Year, but Kenyon Martin's having a great year. Sixth man, Robert Horry. 8 points per game, but getting rebounds, assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Shooting decently, except for not from threes. I think he's really good at them. He's 88 at them and only shooting 31.7%. Bunch of kind of weird, not necessarily scorers. Ricky Davis is pretty good scorer. Shaq's third in defensive player as well, but Jason Kidd leading the way. Most improved, Steve Nash is here. Almost averaging 10 points per game for the first time in his career. Alright, what we wanted to really look at was this. Let's see who got. Kobe did get Player of the Week there, following up the All-Star break. January was Elton Brand and Chris Webber, both their second times. Kenyon Martin and Mike Miller were the Rookies of the Month. Alright, let's keep going here. There's a week full of wins. A big win over the Cavs. 13 over the Celtics, who are just over 500. They've got the dynamic wings of Stackhouse and Gill. And they picked up Karl Malone in free agency. He's 37 years old, so not quite the scorer he has been. Not playing that much either. Camby's been a Celtic his whole career so far. Kobe leads the way again. Hill with 15. Shaq only with 11, but did get 10 rebounds and 5 blocks. And terrible from the free throw line. Garnett, another not so great game. 19 over the Heat. A lot of barely over 500 teams that we're playing right now. There's Clifford Robinson. He's jumped around. Suns, Bucks, Celtics, Clippers, now Heat. The Heat are the all-veteran team. They got Robinson, 12-year pro, Jordan, 17-year pro, scoring just 17 a game. Van Exel, at least still in his 20s, but barely. Mullen, 16-year pro. Smith, 10-year pro. Sabonis, 15-year pro. Chucky's fairly young. Thorpe, 17-year pro. Mason, 13-year pro. Divock, 12-year pro. And then some younger guys down here that don't play. It's surrounding MJ with veterans, and still they're barely above 500. Pacers got 3 guys with 20. I think with this team that should happen almost every game, but for some reason it doesn't. I think because everybody tries to score. Peyton struggled. Garnett has had a not-so-great start to the second half of the season. 45-point win over the not-so-good Cavs. They struggled to have any scoring. Sabalos is their best scorer, it looks like. Not sure who else it would be. Bryce Drew. Anthony Parker's 14 points per game. Yeah, they don't have much going for them for scoring. They need to draft somebody, I think. Kobe with 31, Peyton 26, Hill 24, and 12 assists. Wow. Kobe made 5 threes. Shaq 4 blocks. Garnett still didn't shoot great, but at least got a double-double. 9 assists for Nash. And a 7-point win over the Raptors. They're pretty good, it looks like, in the East. Shaq leads the way this time with 27. Dirk off the bench with 20, kind of randomly. Garnett and Kobe. Garnett at least shot over 50% in this game. It's the first time in a while. For the Raptors, they've got Tim Thomas, going to be a free agent. Bryant Reeves. Antonio, who we saw in the 6-man running. Finley and Wallace. So Finley, Wallace, and Reeves are all from the same 95 draft class. All right. I don't think there's any reason to change anything. Get through this week here. And I guess well, make sure we scout the end of the real people here. Make sure we don't miss anybody. Looks like we finished off most everybody. Those three still need to finish up. And I guess small forward is the weakest position, maybe shooting guard as well. We lost to the Nets by 1 point. They're 30-23, so a good team. They got Baker, Brandon, and Olajuwon, and Juwan Howard. So good team. They're just missing really a wing for this team. Baker's first year as a net, 16-9. Terrell Brandon settled down a little bit, probably due to Baker. Olajuwon's actually averaging a little bit more than he has the past couple of years. Juwan's at 13. I think Matt Harpering is their starting shooting guard. Peyton leads the, 7 steals. Led the team in scoring and got 7 steals, which might be in the, I don't know if that's going to be in the franchise record top 5 or not. Probably got to be tied for the most I've had during this whole simulation. It's probably with him. Why did these guys play? Kobe fouled out with 10 points in 26 minutes. That's why. And we lost. It was a close game throughout, it seems. Not a great start in the first, and then took off in the second, and then the second half. But then we annihilate the Raptors. We just saw this team. Robert Pack might be their starting point guard, it looks like. Vince Carter, 31 points off the bench. Where's that at? That is a new career high for Vince, who's not gotten to start at all in his career. He is the Super Sixth man right now. Shaq was 1 assist away from a triple-double, which would have been the first of his career. That's so sad. We should have made that happen. Hill 13. Barkley's down here with the rebound, an assist, a steal, and a block and a missed shot. That's all we need from you, Chuck. 36-point win over the Wizards. We got Kobe, Carter, and Shaq. So Carter with back-to-back fantastic games. This was just all around a good game, it looks like, for everybody. Peyton getting over 10 points would be nice. Nash should probably have more than 2, but hey, I like seeing these guys up here. Probably need to switch Carter maybe with Garnett. Be nice. Ray Allen with 19, I think that's what he had last time we played them. Alright, one more week here. Oh, 146, and the Lakers are good. So 3 wins, so we're on a 5-game winning streak. There's a 21-point win over the Hornets, who are not very good. Shaq with 34, that's probably a season high, I would imagine. Yes, it is. 10 away from his career high. Nash bounces back with 17. Kobe Bryant's down here with 7. He only shot 4 times. That makes no sense at all. I guess we're feeding Shaq in this one. Charles Barkley got 10 points in 7 minutes. Oh my. Their center is Sean Bradley, who I think shut Shaq down in a game earlier this season, so I guess Shaq got his revenge there. But Bonzi Wells gets 27, and so does Keith Van Horn, who's been a great scorer for them so far. 146 to 118. They're barely behind me, really. Probably the second best team in the league, I would imagine. Paul Pierce gets 30. Billups 19. I think when I played them earlier in the season, they didn't have Billups. Patrick Ewing we held to 5 points. They've got Mitch Richmond as well, but didn't play all that much because I think he's the same overall as Jim Jackson. Yeah. So I'm not sure which one starts. They might go back and forth. This is just a cool team who we might see in the finals. Kobe, Garnett, and Shaq all with 20. I know we're not going to score 146 every game, but seeing all these guys score is pretty cool. Hill only had 6. Probably don't need Nash to get 16. And then, so that was in LA, and then we come back home and we beat the Hawks, who are not very good, by 29. It's Kobe, Shaq, and Nash this time. Nash with a double-double. Only missed one shot. 4 for 4 from downtown. Gary Payton with a nice stat line. Hill not great. Garnett did a lot of I guess both of them did a lot of things, just didn't shoot well. Barkley was efficient again. Meanwhile, Anton Jamison gets 32 points. He's averaging 21 here in his 3rd season. They also have Lamar Odom, 20 and 8. And we'll go up to the contract extension deadline here. There's another 140-point game. All right. Almost done with some of these guys. All right. Beat the Cavs by 35. Again, they're not very good because they have no scoring on this team. Pat Garrity got 19. Gary Payton leads the team this time with 27. Garnett has been doing well now. Had a tough stretch there to start off post All-Star break, but now doing better. Kobe 15. Shaq won a game without a block. That's pretty rare. We only had 2. It was Dirk and Steve Nash, of all people. Barkley again makes both of his shots. Then we beat the Celtics by 8. Shaq gets 32. Only missed 3 shots. 14 to 17 is pretty good. Dirk is actually second on the team. Carter fouled out off the bench. Kobe also fouled out with only 11 points. So that made, for some reason, Shaq played more. It's kind of random. Stackhouse and David Wesley gets 20. Alright, let's go see. I know I have Payton and Hill that are willing. Payton, I said I was waiting because if he got hurt, it might be time to move on from him. But he's averaging more points than he did last year, more assists, more steals. I'm also playing him 4 minutes more, so let's go per 36. Points are about the same. Rebounds dropped a little bit. Assists barely up. Steals same. Blocks. He's shooting better. Free throws are actually a lot better. He's like it's a career high in free throws. That's random. His plus minus is better. He's fouling less. Shooting fewer threes. Same free throws. He's scoring the same, shooting less because he's better at threes, field goals, and free throws. And also, there's this thing called defense, that he's 99 at perimeter D, 99 at stealing, 86 quickness, 99 help defense, 96, 97. Yeah, I think we're going to have to probably bring him back. Thought was not to re-sign him early because if he gets a horrific injury, might regret that. So let's do it now. 8.41. It says he wants 13. I think we want to do, what does he want? Take it down so we can see. He likes 1 year the most, so let's do that, because I like 1 year as well. I don't think that allows us to re-sign next season. That's the only problem, but I think I'm okay with that. Let's do 10.25. 10.5 sounds good. And Grant Hill is here as well. He has a player option for 6.47. And if I remember correctly, if I extend it, it goes on top of his option because he'll accept in and then I'm going on top of it. 6.47 is player option. It says expected is 6.79, so it's really close. I don't know whether he'll accept it or not if we go into the off season. I'm playing him a little less because Vince Carter's actually better than him now. He's scoring less, rebound and assists are about the same, steals, blocks similar, shooting actually better. Threes are down, but I think he's also shooting more of them. Free throws similar, plus minus is up. So he's shooting less. Yeah, he's shooting twice as many threes. Free throws down. But when you look at Vince Carter, he's the same overall. He scores a lot more, and I think they were similar at defense. There we go. Oh, I can go by position. There we go. Let's see. So we've got Hill. Carter's better at layups and dunk, of course. Hill is a better shooter, but Carter's a better three-point shooter, a little better at free throws, gets to the line more. Hill's a smarter shooter. Carter's, of course, going to be more athletic. His hands are better. Hill's a much better passer, facilitator, more consistent. Perimeter D, Carter's actually better than Hill. But Hill's better at steals. Carter's better at blocks. Rebounds go to Carter. Help defense, Hill. Consistency, barely Hill. Lateral quickness is Carter. Much faster, like I said. Can jump out of the building. 10 more stamina. Intangibles actually aren't that different. So I think we just wait to see if Grant Hill opts in. If he opts in, we still have the possibility of trading him. It's hard to say because he's one of my favorite small forwards of all time, and he has been a Pacer all 7 years of his career. But financially, it might make more sense to move on to Mr. Vince Carter as our small forward of the future. That, or we have the option of what we've done some this season, I think, with Nash, Peyton, and Kobe as the starters. So we'll see. We will let Hill sit, and he can decide if he wants to accept his player option or not. I'm going to now see how people have been doing since All-Star break, see if I want to change any of the rotation. I guess I can just look at it here. Before All-Star, since All-Star. Peyton is shooting better so far, shooting a little bit less. So I'll go by position to see if I want to change anything. Nash, shooting way better. So he could actually move up in minutes if I want, but I don't know who he's taken away from. Kobe, scoring a little bit more, shooting amazingly. Oh my god, threes are ridiculous. How many games are we talking about? How many have we simulated? 15 games. Carter, scoring more actually. Also, my team is just shooting obnoxiously, it seems, since we picked this back up. Hill's scoring less, assisting more, still shooting well, but not as good. We could find a way to take a minute away from him, I suppose. Garnett scoring less, rebounding less, shooting much worse, but we've also noticed that. Could take a minute away from him if Dirk is doing well, and he is. Let's do that. They're super close. They're tied in overall as well. So we've got this Hill-Carter battle as well as the Garnett-Nowitzki battle. Barkley's been playing some and doing really well in his very, very limited time. 7 minutes per game. And then we've got Shaq, who's actually picked it up here. 3 more points per game because he's shooting ridiculously. Still getting lots of blocks. Getting to the line just as much. And is he tired? It says he's pretty good to go. So we will find a way. Can Nash take away from Hill? That would mean Payton, Carter would have to turn one to a small forward, or where, yeah, he'd have to be a small forward where Hill is in, which will let Payton be a shooting guard. That seems, it could be here. That's a weird time. Or what about here? That means Kobe's playing a whole lot there. Can I take away from Kobe somewhere else to put Payton in? He's got 6 minutes out in both halves. He doesn't really need to start here. I don't know. Should I have just left it? Yeah, let's just leave it. Go back to what we were. This was small forward, shooting guard, and then what I was going to do is give one to Dirk over Garnett. How many does he have in each half? 3 plus 7 is 10. So preferably here in the second half, I suppose. Although, I guess it would have to be, oh, that would give it to Shaq. I don't want that. I don't want Dirk playing center. So it would have to be here. And then Shaq. It's a longer stretch for Shaq. I don't really like that, but whatever. I guess I have a no BW lineup somewhere. Yeah. Alright, so really we just gave one to Dirk over Garnett. Changed a little bit of when Shaq's playing, which I'm not crazy about because he's been doing well. Let's go through one day here, I suppose. Would you like? No, I don't. Alright, so let's see the February stuff. Alright, the only transaction is that Gary Payton re-signed. Injuries. I don't remember what was already... Well, he surely didn't have a torn ACL, so... I think he's already had a bad injury. Am I making that up? Well, he might have, I suppose, and missed like the playoffs. But that's going to really hurt his progression, I imagine, and also make me question whether the Wizards will bring him back. I hope Tim Hardaway... He's not retiring. Is Dennis Scott... No, he's only 32, so they're going to be a little slower on their return. Ray Allen's also hurt. So the Wizards are just crushed now. McGrady tore his ACL and Ray Allen broke his ankle. Ouch. Shaq moved down to 4th. He's had a better second half of the season, it seems, but I guess everybody else is doing better. Gary Payton also snuck into 5th. Kmart, I don't think there's any way anybody passes him. 6th man. Robert Horry falls down to 3rd. Chris Childs, I don't even think he was in this before. He's 73 overall, and he's Jason Kidd's backup, so kind of interesting. Shaq moves up to 2nd here. Kidd was 1st. Weber is 2nd in MVP and 1st in defensive player. Most improved. Nash is over 10 points per game now, but falls back. Rafe LaFrance is hurt, so maybe he can pass him back. And players of the week, we already saw Kobe, so we got Jermaine and Miller, Jamison Pierce. Shaq gets one with Weber. Players of the month are Shaq and Pierce. Shaq has 2 now. That's Pierce's 1st. Kmart dominating the East, and Chris Mim gets his 2nd in the West. Playoff picture, we are 11 games up on the Magic. In the West, the Lakers and the Grizzlies are super good. Grizzlies again have Reggie and McDyess, Glenn Rice, Brad Daugherty, Sam Cassell, Robert Horry off the bench, Dana Barros, Billy Owens, good role players. So they've got just a really nicely constructed team here. Daugherty gets to play out his career like maybe Cleveland fans wish he could have. I think 93, 94 was his last real season. And now he's played all of this that's on the screen extra. Not sure if he's a Hall of Famer. Probably not. Unless he has accolades. He's a one-time All-Star, so probably not. And I don't know that his number will be retired in San Antonio. Although he did play, 10, 11 seasons there, so it's possible that 43 will be retired. Anyway, terrible teams, 10-win Blazers. Do we have their pick? No, but we do have the Jazz, Hawks, and Hornets, and Bulls, which are all projected to be in the top 10. We'll see how that plays out. Blazers trying to get Pau Gasol, who is the consensus number 1 pick. There is not a consensus on number 2. The Raptors could get Uranus or Joe Johnson. The Knicks will look to pair Kenyon Martin with somebody. If they can get Uranus with Kenyon Martin, that might be good. They need some scoring. All right, on we go. Speaking of Knicks, we play them here at the end of the week. Grant Hill has twisted his knee. I think we've played without him some before, 61 games, and he's played 53, so not a new thing there. I think rather than Carter starting, what I've been doing is putting Nash in, and then Stockton gets to play. This is Stockton's last ride in the NBA. We already saved him from retiring last season, or last off-season. He has gotten to play several games this year, 33. I'm hoping we can get him to start the last game as just a fun goodbye. I'm guessing I saved, yeah, I did save that. Looks good. Kobe's at 35. Peyton's 34. Nash 30. Barkley doesn't really need to have... We had Shaq at 33. So I don't remember where exactly that was. Might have been here. Let's do something like that. We are still 9-man. Oh my, just annihilated both teams. Oh boy, 42 points over the Pistons, who used to be one of the top teams in the East when they had Kidd, who is down here, evidently got hurt in 4 minutes, sprained right knee. They had Kidd, Mashburn, and I don't remember who else, but they were the team that won the championship the one year that I didn't. And now they're just at the bottom with a bunch of role players around Jason Kidd. Meanwhile, Kobe got 30. Shaq got a big game, 20 and 13. Dirk a big game off the bench. Garnett struggled. Nash only 2 assists. And then this one, oh my, 56 over the Knicks, who only have 13 wins. Kobe played 45 minutes because of Hill's injury, who had 3 assists and nothing else in those 7 minutes. But he did help get 5 people to 20 or more points, and I believe that in the 18 seasons now that we've done this, I've never had 5 people with 20 points. I'm quite positive. So that's pretty cool. almost a triple-double up here with Kobe as well. Why we couldn't... Oh, Carter fouled out. So the mixture of Hill getting hurt in the first quarter and Carter fouling out about 8 minutes before his rotation is usually up made Kobe play almost the entire game. But that worked out pretty well. He probably didn't need to if we won by 56, but hey, it's all right. But Garnett was also an assist away from a triple-double. I don't know that either of those guys have ever gotten one. No, and I'm guessing no. Yeah, we don't get many triple-doubles. Peyton has some, I think. Yes. He has 4. Otherwise, nobody does it. So what a game. That's pretty cool. Kmart leads the way yet again for the Knicks. And we will see if we can keep slaughtering teams here at the beginning of March. Ben Wallace is ready to be back. We're going to leave him until he's completely ready. Now he's completely ready. He's going to slowly make his way back. I think he can be active for sure. I need to save the lineup though. Save this over my... There was no Grant Hill and Ben Wallace. Grant Hill is still out 1 to 2 weeks. So Wallace can come in. Probably... So Barkley is retiring. Probably play over Barkley, I would imagine. Because I don't want to take any minutes away from Dirk, Garnett, or Shaq. So let's just load what I just had. And then we will switch Barkley and Wallace. And then Wallace will be the center. And then we'll slowly increase his minutes over some time. Oh, no, he needs to be center. Do something like that. I suppose. Wallace with Garnett, sure. Wallace and Dirk sounds better, but I also like Shaq and Dirk together, so. All right, welcome back to the rotation, Ben Wallace. After getting hurt, how many minutes into the second game of the season? 7 minutes. Well, 7 playing minutes. I don't know how many minutes into the game that was because he's not a starter, but still. Played 23 minutes before his injury. And now he's ready to go. Let's get through this game. And also a slaughter. Didn't beat the Mavs by many, but let's give him another minute. He can give Shaq a rest, probably. He's got... I like Shaq in... wherever Kobe's not, but... I don't know. I guess he could be right here. And then, of course, Hill's going to come back soon, and then that's going to throw everything off as well. Get through that game. Also a big win. Give him another minute here somewhere. I really don't want him playing with Shaq, so it really needs to be... What's his overall compared to Dirk? He's actually better. He's better than Dirk and Garnett. Oh boy. So he can play here. I don't really want to mess with the fourth quarter, but That's where most of the opportunity is. I guess he could play there. Just keep changing it. Once Hill's back, I'll have to mess with the other lineup. Get through this week. Grant Hill is back. We're going to leave him out to finish the week. Still win. Cool. 5-point win over the Mavs, who are a good team. Kobe gets up to 30 again. Nash with a big scoring game. Might not be a season high. It's a career high as well. Oh my. Okay, didn't know that. Shaq, another game with 4 blocks. So Shaq fouled out in this game, so Horace Grant got to play. Stockton came in, got 4 assists. Cool. I didn't look at the Mavs, who have Larry Hughes averaging career high. Peja's hovering around 20 again in his first year with Dallas. 48-point win over the Hawks. Jamison and Odom got 20 and then nothing else. Kobe, Payton, and Garnett with 20 plus. Shaq a double-double. Vince Carter with a double-double. Nash had 13 assists. That might also be a career high. Nash is just full of highs here this week. No, he had 16 at some point. Okay, don't remember that. But Carter, that's probably his first double-double. Yes, it is. Congrats on that, Vinsanity. This is Wallace's first game back. 4 boards, one of them offensive, nothing else. That's fine. That's fine with me. Stockton 4-4 again. 31 over the Heat. Shaq leads the way with a big double-double. Payton a big game. Kobe a little quieter. Carter fouled out again. Wallace now 3 boards and a block. Okay. Stockton 7 assists, 3 steals. He's still got it. For the Heat, it's Sabonis, Mullen, Van Exel. Michael Jordan we held to 7 points. He did have 3 blocks, 2 steals. But Jordan was awful. And then 17 over the T-Wolves, who are one of the best teams in the West. Mashburn having a great year. They've got former Real Wolves, Gugliotta and Leitner. They got Penny Hardaway down here. Not very good. Ilgauskas. Kobe leads the way again. Garnett, Carter, Nash. Payton 15 and 12. Shaq with a double-double. Wallace has not shot yet in these 3 games. He only gets rebounds, blocks, and fouls, which is fine with me. So now Hill is back. We got to get him back in the rotation. We probably don't need Horace active, actually. Marion, Barkley, Ginobili's the guard, so yeah, probably Horace the odd man out. That's fine, I guess. Okay, so now we'll go with this lineup because it was doing well. And then it's actually going to be switched here so Wallace can play. This is going to be Wallace. And then we switched these. And then there was something else I did. I think I took these away. He's up to 9. We probably need to take some away from Hill since he's just coming back from an injury. Give more to Mr. Carter. That actually gave one to Kobe, which we can do this, and that gives Nash a minute, which I like. Carter. Let's just let Carter play some extra there. And then I want to get Wallace at least to 10, trying to give him another minute every game he plays, more or less. But it kind of has to be these three. I guess it can be... no. 12, I guess that's fine. Now let's go back to 10. Garnett 32, Nowitzki 21. So really I want... let's do that. Alright, so it's been a while, so this is going to be my new... the last time I had this lineup was what? I don't even know when. Second game of the season, I guess. Alright, so Carter looks good. We're still 9-man, right? Yep. Alright, we're going to get through both these away games with that rotation. Or Kobe Bryant's going to go out 6 to 8 weeks, and we're going to have to do something different. Oh, boy. Well, the options are... I think the option has to be to start Steve Nash, because he's Steve Nash. It's hard not to start Carter, but I also don't need like more scoring in the starting lineup, so that's why I go with Nash, and also we've got John Stockton down here, ready to go. Okay. I think I had a no... no, I did not. I had Kobe, Wallace, and Carter. So we'll just load what I had. And then go from there. At least fix that right off the bat. So shooting guard will always be Peyton or Carter is the goal. And then Stockton. Which pretty much means Peyton's never playing point guard. Have to make sure, like in these instances when Stockton and Wallace are in together, that we have scorers in, because that's not great on paper. This has to be Carter. So why don't we have Hill here? It's a long stretch for Hill, but let's see how it works. This is Stockton. I think we do have Nash finish the game. Alright, and then this, I guess Peyton. Alright, let's go from there. 30, oh god, I didn't put Stockton in. $32 and $16, that's fine. Peyton's at 34, that seems fine. We can probably not. Whoops. Make that such a long stretch. Hill 33 seems like too much. But Carter's already at 29 off the bench, so maybe I switch off what I just did. Or I make Carter come in earlier. How many minutes is this? 6 plus 7 is 13. That's already a lot. There's at least a quarter break in the middle of it. If I give them to Peyton, what does that give me? A little more flexibility, although Peyton's only playing the last 3 minutes. Um, 35 for Peyton might be doable. I need to go see what his stamina is. It is 96, so that should be fine. He might get hurt, but we'll see. 35, 28 for Carter. At least I gave him a little break at the start of the quarter there. It didn't help take away anything from Hill. Because that would involve, well, I guess let's do that. Oops, this. So Hill goes out a little early. 32 for him. Garnett's 31. Let's go ahead and give Wallace these. So he's at 12. Oh boy. Okay, save this, and this is now... This is really just no Kobe. We are still 9-man. Says people should not play as much, but they have to. Hopefully we can beat the Mavericks by more than 5. We are surely done scouting real people at this point, so just choose some people, I suppose. Everybody at the top. And we lost to the Mavericks. Okay. Well, I was going to give Wallace some more minutes. Preferably wherever Garnett is playing center. 27. 28 and 20. Garnett and Dirk. I guess I probably need to see how they're doing, but I'll stick with that. It actually is close to what it says to do. Get through the week here. Now Shaq is hurt. Here we go with the fun injuries. He can play, but he's down 14, so he's definitely not going to. Well, we can start Wallace with Garnett. That seems pushy for him coming back. So we could do Garnett. Without Kobe, I kind of like the Garnett-Dirk idea. And then Barkley comes back in the rotation. If I don't lose another game with Shaq and Kobe here, I will be surprised. Kobe's got 4 to 6 weeks, Shaq 1 to 2 months. This is not fun. I mean, kind of is, but kind of isn't. Alright, let's do this. So center is always going to be Garnett or Wallace. Which means... And then power forward is going to be Barkley every now and then. I don't know about having Barkley and Wallace in together. Barkley and Garnett seems okay. That would mean Barkley's the first man in, though. Oops. I don't know how I feel about that. So we could do... Garnett comes back in. This is Barkley. See what this looks like here. I hope I don't have to have this lineup very many times. I think Barkley probably shouldn't play in the fourth quarter. Doesn't seem like a great idea. So let's do that. Let Dirk finish the game. But not play the whole game, my gosh. All right, 35 for Garnett, 33 for Dirk. Barkley's at 9. Wallace is at 19, working his way up from the 12 he had. Let's do almost there. Let's try that. Whoops. Save that. This is now no Kobe or Shaq. We've got to override something. Let's do... Oh wait, there's no Shaq Kobe right there. Didn't know I had one. Okay. We are still 9-man, believe it or not. We're going to have to see what happened in that loss. I'm curious. But first, a 22-point win over the decent Sixers. Tony Battie got 22 points. He's averaging 14. This team lacks some scoring as well. Nick Anderson, 38-year-old Kevin Willis. They got BJ, Ollie Zerbiak. But on the Pacers side, we got 3 guys over 20. Shaq got 26. Kobe 20, or Peyton 22 and 9. So this is when Hill came back. And then we lose by 11. Peja Stojakovic scored 41 points, a career high for him. They got Joe Smith with a big double-double. Shaq got 24, 9. Carter 20. So this was the first game without Kobe. So Stockton was back in the rotation, didn't do really anything. Peyton, he just didn't shoot very well. 33 of 79 is pretty terrible. And then we bounce back and win by 38. Shaq got hurt late in the game, it seems, or he just kept playing. We had 4 guys with 20. Almost got 5 with 20 again. After never doing it, we almost did it twice. Steve Nash, of all people, led the team in scoring. Stockton, again, shot terribly, but at least had 6 assists. Wallace, 6 boards and a steal. Be interesting to see what happens now with Shaq and Kobe out. Kidd led the team in scoring. His scoring has to be back up. Assists have dropped because he has to score on this team. Nobody else is very good. I think I'll go 1 game and then probably give Wallace some more. Actually, I should probably be doing these training to get people back. So we just did the Pistons game. We're 2 days before the Wolves game. Let's do like a... what's it called? Injury rehab. Sounds pretty good to me. Maybe take it light on some guys here. Try to do that like every day here this week. Alright, get through this day and then we just lost again. Oh my gosh, I was about to give him more minutes and he just broke his ankle. What is wrong with Ben Wallace? We lost. He got hurt again. And now Horace Grant has to play, who has not been very good. Oh boy. Injuries are not fun right now. What happened to that lineup I had? This one. Alright, so Grant, is he going to play 20 minutes? Probably not. So Garnett's going to play only center, which means Barkley's got to play some more here. Oh, Horace is playing deep into the fourth, which sounds awful. Horace and Barkley in at the same time sounds pretty awful too, so let's try to avoid that. So this needs to be that. We only have Horace or Barkley in. Those are the rules. Those are the rules. Alright, 14 for Barkley, 13 for Grant, which allows Dirk and KG to play a lot, which is hopefully going to be okay. I don't even know if I should save this lineup. Hopefully I won't need one of these other ones that has 3 people. This one. It's no... Well, it's got most of them right. Kobe, Wallace, and Shaq. Alright, well if this doesn't go well, Marion's probably going to come in and play for one of these 2 guys. Or, well, I guess I just need to look at who's not doing well. It says Horace Grant should be playing 28 minutes, but that's because nobody else... Well, I actually don't know why it says that. I guess because he's technically the second best backup on this team. That's scary. Alright, well, we lost that one. Let's just finish the week, this awful, awful week. We won by 2, and then we lost again. This is not good. We're already to the 11 losses that we were projected to have, and we've got 3 weeks left and some terrible injuries. So losing by 14, Minnesota is good. Carter and Peyton both fouled out. Wallace got hurt 2 minutes into the game. Sean Marion actually scored in his random minutes. Garnett played 42 minutes and had 7 points on terrible shooting. Gary Payton was good, other than fouling out. Dirk was decent. Hill and Nash were good. Zadrunas Ilgauskas had 23 and 12. He's averaging 21 points almost, shooting 50%. They're like a threat in the West. It's going to be Minnesota and Lakers, it looks like. Then after annihilating the Pistons these last few weeks, we win by 2. So that shows how much these injuries matter. Dirk, huge game. Nash is scoring a lot more with this lineup. Peyton, 4 for 15, not good. Garnett, again, only 7 points, but almost had a double-double without the points. Jason Kidd did have a triple-double. How many does he have this year? 4. He had 14 a few years ago. And then lost to the Kings, who are not very good. Abdurrahim got 21. Mourning had 20. All their big guys are up here. Meanwhile, we had nobody with 20. I think we're going to have to see who's been sucking this month. Or maybe I need to start Vince Carter. That's probably a smart idea. With no Nash, or sorry, no Kobe and no Shaq, Carter probably should start. Dirk fouled out, which meant Garnett played even more. Alright, let's see the March March stats here. Kobe is day-to-day, so he'll be back soon. I think it says he can play. He can play. But can he play? He's down a lot. Oh yeah, he can't play. Can barely move. Alright, let's look at splits for March. See what's happening here. Nash has been amazing. It says he should play even more. It's probably true. Peyton has been shooting well, although it doesn't seem like lately he has. Stockton, I feel like, has been struggling. 32%. Yeah, I would say so. Carter, scoring more, shooting very well. Hill. The thing is, if I start Carter, it would be Nash that has to take a seat. Nash has been doing the best in this change. Dirk still shooting very, very well. Really good from three. Garnett has been not so great. This is still better than his February. Barkley's been struggling. And Horace in his few games, I'm sure, has been awful. Playing Marion only takes away from Barkley, really. Unless I start playing Dirk at center. Which I could. Let's try it. No more Horace Grant. I don't know that you were the problem, but you weren't the solution. Let's switch these, let Barkley play. Alright. What else? You know what? Let's just see how Barkley can do in a little extended PT. We were going to look at who the scores are. So Stockton Barkley is not great, but with Carter, Garnett, and Peyton should be fine. Are there any terrible combos that I wouldn't want? Who's Marion in with? Carter, Hill, Dirk. That seems fine. Dirk, Carter, Stockton. Yeah. I think we just try this and we see. Sorry, Horace, you've been given 3 different stints. You're up to 14 games and your rebounds, I guess, are there, but your shots you shoot are so dumb, it seems, that you don't do very well. I don't know that this will be any better, but we'll give it a try for these 2 games at least. Actually, is there somebody that's close to being done? Sure. Kobe Bryant is back. We are going to leave it to get through that game, so he's hopefully fully rested. he is jumping straight to the starting lineup, where hopefully he's just going to score an absurd amount of points. I don't know if I had a no Wallace Shack lineup. It appears I did. Unfortunately, it has... Oh, I had Barkley starting. Okay, let's remove that. Let's load my normal lineup. And then just fix this. Alright, this was Barkley. And then isn't this fun? This is Dirk, Garnett, Garnett, Dirk, Dirk. And alright, 35, that seems like too many for, I think I did this. 34, 35, 18 for Barkley. Let's do 10 for Marion, 17. Kobe just came back, so we probably shouldn't have him playing his full load. Let's give Hill one back, and where else? I'd like to give it to Nash because he was amazing. Probably here. Sure. Whoops. Yep, Barkley at point guard. That's what I wanted. There we go. Alright, so this is my new no Shaq, no Wallace. And we're going to see how that goes. Evidently, I tried that earlier in the season, and it wasn't working with Dirk starting, so we had Barkley starting. That might make some sense. We'll see. Did Stockton ruin his stats? Yeah, kind of. He had some really bad games there. So we got KG and Dirk playing lots and lots. We'll see how that goes. Get through March. Oh, well, the Hornets are terrible, I think, so that's a good practice round. Did beat the Magic by 24. They are a good team. Hill and Dirk were the 20-pointers this time around. Double-doubles for Dirk, Payton, and Garnett. Stockton had a decent game there. Carter was pretty awful. For the Magic, their interior duo, Elton Brand averaging 23, Jermaine stuck at 15.5. They both got 25 on me. And then, so that was home. This was away, and barely beat the Celtics. It's a back and forth game, it looks like. Karl Malone, 22. Is he retiring yet? He says he is. Try to keep him around. Payton, 22. Carter bounced back. Garnett and Nash with double-doubles. Dirk with a double-double. 5 turnovers, though. Stockton, 5 and 6. Sean Marion came in, missed every shot, but grabbed 5 boards. Garnett fouled out. And then we got Kobe back, and we win by 48. He only had 18 and played way too many minutes because it looks like, well, Peyton fouled out. Stockton was not supposed to play, but did because he fouled out in 9 minutes. So we were trying to ease Kobe back in, and instead he played extra minutes and did not score as many as I thought. He almost got the 5th 20-point score again. Dirk, Nash, Hill, and Garnett. So almost the starters, minus, instead of Peyton, it was Nash. But also got Marion up to 10 points. Barkley had 10 points. Pretty cool. Smokey Walker, 23 and 11. Best game of his life. Let's go see the March award winners and anything else that happens. We did have some firings. The Knicks have moved on from one fake coach to another. The Suns hired that Knicks coach 5 days later and fired Moses Malone. And then the Jazz fired their fake coach and picked up Moses Malone 4 days after that. And then the Pistons get the Jazz's coach 3 days after that. So things that just don't happen happened. Still the same guys here with their torn ACLs. Shaq's 4 to 6 weeks. Shaq's probably going to fall out of this, unfortunately. So Duncan, Weber, and Pierce are going for it. KG took Peyton's spot here. Rookie of the Year still Kmart. 6th man, Chris Childs moves into first now. DeJuan was first. Now Rodney Rogers is in here. He's started the last couple seasons. Started most of his career, actually. Defensive player, Shaq's still sitting in 4th. Chris Webber's 1st. Most improved, Nash is 4th. Rip Hamilton's here. Some pretty cool players here who stepped it up. Season awards for March. Stoudemire, Duncan, Sackhouse, Weber, Brand, Peja, Odom. I'm guessing that's when Peja scored 41 on me. Odom, Francis, Kidd, Iverson. So we went the whole month with no Pacers involved. Player of the months, Lamar Odom and Tim Duncan. Rookie Mo Pete and Crawford get it to repeat December. We are now potentially 4th, 5th, 7th, and 10th, which seems pretty close to what we were before. Blazers still holding on to 1st. We've clinched the East by a long shot. We've got some sub 500 teams probably going to make it. In the West, the Lakers have almost clinched. Grizzlies have a very small chance of getting up to them. West is definitely better than the East because 8th seed here is 57% win percentage, and in the East it's sub 500. Lakers are only 4 games behind me, so I will not be resting my players yet. We will keep going. We will make sure we are doing some injury rehabs here. Let's do body work and then rehab. Try to get Mr. Shaquille back ready to go. Probably not strength medium sessions. Probably not what we want to be doing either. Alright, I guess we'll leave it as it is. And we are 4 games up. Let's just get through these weird back-to-back. Away, home against the Magic. A loss and a win. We lost on the road by 3. Brand, Jason Williams, and Jermaine all with 20. It's a pretty good team. And then we're getting Dirk at the top with 23. Kobe again only with 15. Maybe is that why I didn't have Dirk starting before? Is he taking the shots away from Kobe? We got Carter and Garnett who fouled out. Peyton did get a double-double. Then we turn around and we win at home by 16. We held them to 8 points in the fourth. There we go, Kobe. Garnett with possibly a career high in rebounds. Nope, season high though. Grant Hill was 1 for 12. That's pretty terrible. I've only been paying attention to what Marion's doing. Looks like his stats are decent. Not so much in that game, though. He did get 2 blocks, though. James Posey led the team, so weren't able to replicate what they did. Williams had 4. Brand only had 11. Alright, so now we are 4.5 games up on the Lakers with 6 games left, so we keep going, I guess. Ben Wallace is back. That's helpful. Let's load, I guess that was no Shaq and Wallace, and then we'll just put Wallace in. I don't think we're going to start him. We've got Wallace there. Let's do Wallace there. Let's do it for sure where Marion is, but also probably let's do something like that. This random 1 minute. Let's do, I guess, Barkley. 14 for Barkley, 13 for Wallace. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt again. We can probably give Kobe one of his minutes back. Hill was just terrible last game. Let's do this one. Well, whatever. Okay, now we're back to almost full blast. Shaq still says 4 to 6 weeks, but he is getting better. He's not down 14 anymore, at least. We won by 35 here. Sixers are 500. Grant Hill bounces back from a 1 for 12 game and goes 10 for 15 or 28 points. Kobe, Dirk, Garnett with a great game. Wallace comes back, gets 7 boards, and got an and one. No, he got a field goal and a free throw, but not an and one. Carter didn't shoot great. This was the team that can't have a lot of scoring. Keep checking this. We are 5 games up with 5 games left, so this could be it. If we can win and the Lakers lose, let's see. We lost to the Sonics, who are very good. Allen Houston and Tim Duncan. Houston, his first year in Seattle. Duncan will be a free agent, restricted, shooting much better. And they also have second-year Baron Davis. So a young duo there if they can keep Duncan. It's Peyton and Hill. Kobe fouled out. That's not helpful. It was mostly the third quarter that we struggled. Didn't really score much in any quarter. 2 for 8 Nash, 3 for 8, 2 for 7. We shot pretty bad. I'm guessing they did not lose. They did, evidently, because we're 5 games. We have now clinched the best record. However, I really don't want to be worse than I was last year. So with 4 games left, we have to win out to tie our record. That'll be our first, if we don't get, no, we can't get 70 wins. 69 is our highest. So it'll be the first time since, oh my gosh, our second and third seasons. This is going to be the first time since then we've not had back-to-back, or sorry, first time we've had 2 non-70 win seasons in a row. I mean, I know 70 wins is crazy good, but that does show something. Either that the rest of the league's getting better or it's getting harder to win. I'm not sure what's happening. So, with that fact, I think I let some other guys play a little bit more. I don't think I have a chance of anybody winning any big awards other than Nash as most improved, and I could probably actually play him more. I want Ginobili here, play a little bit. We probably don't need anybody playing that deep into a quarter at this point. And then we've got Carter. You said get Derrick Rose. Well, Derrick Rose is still about 8 years out of the league. Yeah, this is the 2000-2001 season. We've been going since 1983, so if I keep going, I might get Derrick Rose. That could very well happen. We'll see once we get a little farther how much longer we do this. Take Carter down a little bit, let Ginobili play. We got Peyton down to 28. Kobe's down to 33, can probably be lower. 32. I guess Horace can play a little bit. Oh god, that's not what I wanted to do. We really don't want Horace in at shooting guard, or Ginobili in at center. Either one is terrible. So let's do that, I suppose. And then just kind of give some random minutes here for these last 4 games. Marion can play some. Nobody needs to come back in. So in that case, this can just be Barkley. And then, got to get Stockton some minutes as well. I want to remember to let Stockton start the last game of the season. That is a goal. Let's do that. And then get Kwame. Kwame is projected to be, I think, top 10 in this draft class. I'm not thinking he's going to go number 1, but crazy things have happened. That is not what I wanted to do. Charles Barkley's not playing point guard. John Stockton is. Alright, so Marion needs to play some more. That needs to change to Marion. Hill's at 20 now. That somehow that happened. Because Carter's also at 20. We probably don't want Ginobili in the fourth quarter. Let's try to keep the fourth quarter at least rotational players. 22-28. Garnett does not need to play 32 minutes, I don't think. Let's let... I kind of want to see... whatever. I'm trying to think, like, if I have Dirk and Kobe switch spots, like one's always in, maybe they'll score more. Like here at the end of the first, have Dirk come back in. Try that. Dirk should not be playing center either. Let's look. Horace play there. Alright, so Dirk's in, Kobe, then Dirk. Let's let Marion finish out there. Do something similar here. Dirk. Whatever. Save that nonsense as, I guess, my playoff, because I'm going to have to redo that all. Hopefully when Shaq gets back. We are now 13. We've got 13 guys playing. Go get MJ. MJ is actually on the Heat in this. He started with the Bulls and then got signed by the Heat, and he's been kind of stuck there ever since. He's kind of winding down his career. We've thought about trading for him before, but haven't done it yet. Let's get through these two games with that lineup. We did win both of them. 31 points over the Hornets. Kobe manages to get 20 still. Carter and Nash was 17. Garnett almost got a double-double. No double-doubles in this game, actually. Stockton got a couple assists. Grant scored. All right, and then what's that? 34 over the Bucks. Carter and Kobe get over 20. Double-double for Dirk, although he shot terribly. Garnett didn't do much of anything. 4 assists randomly for Horace Grant. I don't know what's up with that. The other thing I haven't done is let Michael Redd play. He's a rookie. Probably need to get him in. So the last two games, we're going to let Michael Redd play. Shaq's 1 to 2 weeks now. At this point, probably sitting out regardless of what happens. Want to give Horace a chance to get over 40%, so it would probably be Barkley, because he is going to play probably in the playoffs due to injuries. I don't know. Or maybe we take Wallace out because he's gotten hurt so many times. In reality, it's probably going to be Kobe. Or Peyton. Peyton missed, it looks like, 1 game all season. I don't want Kobe to get hurt, so that's where he's going to end his season. I know I spend too much time here at the end of the season messing with this, but oh well. Alright, we gotta have Stockton play a little bit more. Michael Red's in a whole lot. I mean, we do want him to play, but doesn't need to play that much probably. Let's let Ginobili be the first one in. And then Red can play there. Alright, how's that looking? Dirk's at 31, that still seems like too much. 29. Probably don't need Peyton to play quite that much. Alright, save that. Ginobili jumps up. We'll go one game and then we're going to start Stockton for the last one. At home against the Bulls. That's fun. Did I do... Let's do body work and then injury rehab. Hopefully help my people here. Individual. Barkley is hurt, so we can probably take him out of the rotation then. That's what I was hoping to do. As is. We did win by 20 over the Clippers. Sub 500 team. Andre Miller, 29 points. Vince and Peyton lead the way. Dirk had 18 and 8. Hill scored a lot for how much he was playing. Garnett 2 assists away from a triple-double. Barkley made 6 points in his 11 minutes. Michael Red's first game, he does make a field goal. Missed his 3. Got a couple assists. John Stockton 2 assists, 4 turnovers. Not great. We are going to let him play, I think, a lot. Because he's probably not going to be needed in the playoffs. I mean, if I get an injury, sure, he will be, but hopefully we're not making Kobe mad. It looks like he's fine. We're also trying to help him rest up. Alright, Barkley going down. Let's just switch these two and then go from there. Barkley is not going to play, so Marion can play more. Whoops. Be Carter. .21. Let's let Stockton end the game. Five minutes at a time sounds better. I don't think anybody needs to play to the 8th minute. Alright, let's put these in order and see what it looks like. So unless somebody fouls out or gets hurt, Barkley will not play. That's good. This will be Stockton's only start of the year. So he will not go a season without a start. He'll get to 50 games. I need to see what his stamina is to see if this is even realistic. It's 85, surprisingly. So we can give him more, I think. Like just smaller stretches at a time. Is that good? 23 for Stockton. I really want to try to get him a double-double, but I don't know if that's possible. Play half the game. How about that? We're going to go 12-man. And we're going to simcast this thing. Barkley's back. We're going to leave it as is. Can at least win, I hope. Okay, second quarter went a little better. Seems like it's going to be a victory. Yeah. 41-point victory. Garnett, 27 and 10. Carter, 26 off the bench. Dirk, double-double. All these guys made a 3. Grant Hill didn't have a rebound. Nash, 13 and 8. I was really hoping, when I saw that 10 and 10, I was really hoping it was John Stockton. Oh, that would have been so cool. He didn't even have 5 points, evidently. He didn't even have 4 points. Oh my god, he had 2 points, 7 assists. He didn't make his only shot. So 7 assists. We did avoid Barkley playing. Horace Grant got 3 boards. Red made another shot. It did end up, I don't think that was his. He did get 10 assists in one game this year, but he at least got one more start. Our first ever draft pick, 4th in 1984. We traded, oh gosh, I don't remember. I think we traded 2 players to trade up to get him. And he has been just a staple of this team for so long. The Bulls, it was Mercer. All right, MVP is Tim Duncan. Had himself a nice year. First time MVP. He is a 3-time All-Star. 3-time first team All-NBA, so congrats to Timmy. Rookie of the Year, no surprise, goes to Kenyon Martin. He was the first pick after all. 6th Man of the Year goes to Juwan Howard. Made no accolades since his All-Rookie campaign. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Chris Webber. He's been first team All-Defense now 7 times, but first time as Defensive Player of the Year, which have mostly rotated through Olajuwon Robinson and Ewing, I believe, for the last 18 years, more or less. Most Improved, Paul Pierce. I would say he deserves that. Coach of the Year, Billy Cunningham. That is his 6th time as the Pacers head coach there. Executive of the Year, Howard Dudley. That's technically me. I don't think you can see how many times he's won that, but well, you can go to my whatever it is trophy case, I guess. All right, advancing first team All NBA. It's been a while, I think, since the Pacers had nobody here. We've got Marbury, who had just a crazy year, 25 points per game. Andre Miller, in his second year as a first-team All-NBAer, he averaged 5 boards, almost 2 steals. Paul Pierce, who we just saw as most improved. Elton Brand in his second year as well. So a lot of young studs here. Second team, also no Pacers. This is getting scary. Jason Kidd. Allen Iverson averaged 24.5. Big jump down from what he did last year. Odom up to 19. McDyess fell down 5 points. And then there's Weber. There we go. 3 Pacers in the third team. So Gary Payton, that is his 4th time as third team. He was first team once, second team once as well. Steve Francis jumps up. Kenyon Martin, as a rookie, is a third-team All-NBA player. Kevin Garnett, that's his first All-NBA team. And Shaq, second year in a row, he's been third team after 6 times as a first team and never making his second team. So Tim Duncan has hurt him. Who was the other one? Weber. So 2 guys that technically I could make power forwards, and maybe that makes Shaq first team. Defense, Peyton did make it. That's his 6th one, 4th in a row. Kidd, his 5th. Kenyon Martin also made. Kenyon Martin's like off to the greatest start ever. Antonio McDyess has been now 6-time All-Defense. And Chris Webber we saw 7th, now Defensive Player of the Year. Shaq did end up getting second-team All-Defense for the 3rd time. He's never been first team. Garnett, 2nd time getting second team. Lamar Odom randomly has defensive abilities. Same with Baron Davis, and then Allen Iverson, 2nd year in a row. All rookie, Martin, Peterson, Mims, Swift, and Miles. That's the 1st pick, 3rd pick, 12th pick, 4th pick, and 6th pick. And on the second team, we had the 9th pick, 20th pick, 24th, 14th, and 13th. So Suns had a couple, Knicks had a couple. And the Pacers will be playing the all-veteran team Miami Heat. So that is Michael Jordan's team and a bunch of other older guys that might be their last ride. We'll see. No surprise, the Lakers at the top. We've seen how good the Wolves are. Same with the Sonics. And the Grizzlies were second in the West when we started this thing, and looks like they fell back a little. So I don't know, the Nuggets could upset the Sonics, I guess, because they have David Robinson. Otherwise, I think there's no upsets in the West. In the East, unless the Wizards got Allen and or McGrady back, that's not happening. I don't remember. The Sixers I don't think are good, so that'll be the Nets. And I'm going to go with the Magic there. So I don't think I'm guessing one upset. Nuggets over Sonics. We'll see if I know anything. Real quick look at the ending stats here. We did have 8 players average double figures after all. Only 1 over 20, but 4 in the 14s. That's crazy. Shaq did end up averaging more than he did last year, I think. Barely. He was at 18 when we started resimulating because his percentage went up. It was like 55, 56, I think. So we got back up to 60. Very nice. That would have been the first time since his rookie year he didn't shoot 60%. Kobe dropped down a bit, but also was playing through injuries. Gary Payton got to play more and really reestablish himself shooting the ball, thankfully. Hill was not asked to score as much, still did other things. Vince Carter was great as a 6th man. KG as a starter took a dip scoring, but more rebounds and blocks, assists, playing 4 more minutes. But he also was hurt most of the last 2 seasons. Dirk got to start 14 games, stepped it up. We got Steve Nash, got to start 35 games, averaged 11 and 7, shot amazingly. Sean Marion only got in 24 games, did start 1, but did well. If you look per 36, 17 and 9, got some blocks. Ginobili played the same number of games, per 36, 10 and 6. Did end up finally making a 3, 1 for 18. Oh my. Stockton got in 50 games, as we saw, averaged 3 and 4, but per 36 was 8 and 11, still could steal the ball. We'll see if he's needed in the playoffs or not. Barkley, surprisingly, was in the rotation, mostly because Ben Wallace was hurt for almost the entire season. Per 36, still a great player. 12 and 9. Can't move or shoot threes, but still good. Grant could rebound, and that's about it. Got in 20 games. Red, how many shots did he get up? Ended 2 for 6, 0 for 3 from downtown in his 2 games of playing time. And then Ben Wallace only got to play in 15 games because of 2 different devastating injuries. I forget what the first one was, but broken ankle was the second one. He only shot 39%, but I'm guessing didn't shoot often. No, 9 for 23. So who knows what it could have ended up if he actually got to play. Didn't really do much blocking at all, probably because his legs didn't work. Garnett beat Shaq in rebounds. We had 6 guys average 4 or more assists. That's crazy. Steals Peyton, blocks Shaq. Alright, let's go figure out what this rotation is really going to look like. Shaq is day-to-day. I think we're going to... Actually, I wanted to see, is anybody mad? Nobody's mad. Ben Wallace isn't super happy, but... or Hill or Marion, but that's alright. Shaq, let's see what he's bad at. His dunking and all that stuff's down a bit. Rebounding's down a bit. It looks like he can play. I don't know that I need him. This is Sabonis's team, so maybe he starts and then... I don't know. I think I'm going to rest him the first game. I'm going to go with that. Kobe's starting, I can tell you that. Stockton is not in the rotation. We're going to be 9-man likely. Ginobili's not playing. I think Barkley is playing, not Marion. And then, let's just give the minutes here. Alright, we load. It was a no Shaq lineup, but I don't think I saved that fully. So let's load this and then go from there. We weren't super pleased with the Dirk KG starting lineup, but we're going to hope it works. We can probably go 8-man even, but I don't think that's necessary. Whoops. Okay. Let's just get the power forward centers taken care of, and then we'll look at everything. So Barkley, I guess, can play the start of the second. I don't really want him in the fourth, though. He's only 76 overall, which means something like that would be better. Wallace at 25. Hopefully he can deal with that. Dirk's down a bit because I don't have him playing here, which means he can probably play one more there. That looks alright. Maybe we save Kobe 1 minute somewhere. He's already not playing much in the fourth quarter. Just realized that. So I just said save him one, and I just gave him another one. Let's let Hill play one there. Alright, so this becomes my new playoff lineup. Barkley not playing much. He's also just coming off an injury. We could very easily go 8-man, but we're going to hope we don't have to quite yet. And then we'll get Shaq back soon. Who does it suggest? Oh, it suggests Shaq to play a lot. It's like, well, how is everybody's minutes lower than they're supposed to be? All right, now we've got to prepare for the Heat. Nick Van Exel looks like he's not playing. They've been terrible the last 10 games, 2-8. We are going to probably guard Michael Jordan pretty heavily. Probably going to put Gary Payton on him, especially if they don't have Nick Van Exel. It says he's 99. What's Kobe? 84. Yeah, we're going to go with Gary Payton. Sabonis, we're going to put Ben Wallace on. Strongest guy. We got to guard Chris Mullin for his three-pointers. Let's just go ahead and try to take those away. Anthony Mason, we can pretty much leave. Let's leave a gap. They've got Thorpe. Clifford Robinson is decent. I don't know if Brisbilla plays. Doesn't look like he does much. Nahra doesn't. Van Exel should play. Steve Smith is a good shooter. Oh, it says he's only a B. Chucky is a really good shooter. No threes for him. Darvin Ham, Velati, fake guy. Alright. So those are the only two matchups we'll do for now. And we'll try to get through game one here for the Heat. I am kind of curious just to see their stats. Jordan didn't even lead the team. He ended up at 16.4. It says he's retiring. Well, we'll keep him around so he can play one more. One more chance for the Heat to build something around him. Are any of these other guys retiring? He's interested in staying. Sabonis is ready to keep going. Mullen's retiring. Thorpe's retiring. So Mullen, Thorpe, and MJ have all said they're retiring. Has he started every game of his career? He sure has. That's just cool. Only 44 double-doubles, no triple-doubles for Michael Jordan. So sad. Alright, let's sim this game. Let's get her done. Game one is a victory, 5-point win First quarter we annihilated them, but then we were terrible in the third. Kobe got 21. It looks like Nowitzki and Garnett were terrible. I mean, Garnett at least did some other things. Rebounds, 4 assists, couple blocks. But Dirk needs some minutes taken away, it seems. It looks like the main thing I would want to do. Change up Dirk. Michael Jordan had 6 points on 2 for 11 shooting, and they still were very close. Clifford Robinson got 26 after averaging half that in the season. Okay. Rebounds were fairly close. They never led, but kept it close. Shaq is day-to-day still. I think it's time for him to come in. The time has come for Shaquille to play. No more Dirk starting. Thanks for your efforts, I guess. Let's just load what I had, and then we'll see what we do with Shaq. Shaq can be in where Kobe's not. Preferably. Maybe come back in at the end of the first, I suppose. Dirk has a whole lot of minutes here. Probably can take those back. Alright. Now, Shaq. I think 28 seems fine for his return. 32 maybe for Garnett. Right now he's at 29. He needs to take... There's 31. We struggled in the third quarter before. We've mostly taken from Wallace, even though it was Dirk that was bad, so let's switch that. Even them up a little bit. Sure. Make that my new playoff lineup. So that's a pretty big sub in. We'd get rid of 76 overall Barkley in the rotation. Sub in 87 overall Shaq. We're still 9-man. Now I need to load that for the Heat. Shaq needs to start. Dirk needs to play. Whoops. Nope, not that one. There we go. Alright. Now, do I put Shaq on Sabonis? Who's their power forward? Mason? I think Shaq on Sabonis makes sense. Wallace isn't in with Shaq that often, so maybe take some pressure off him. I guess Thorpe Robinson. Let's just leave it automatic. And I didn't check to see, do they have any injuries? Anything new happen? No. Alright, Sim, game 2. We do win by 24 this time, that's better. Third quarter was our best quarter in that one, so no consistency there. Kobe fouled out after 24 points. Peyton had 23. Shaq comes back, gets 22, 9, 2 blocks. Played a couple extra minutes. Grant Hill also fouled out. So we had 3 guys play some extra. Why Wallace and Dirk wouldn't take those minutes? Well, no, it's Hill and Kobe, so it should be. Carter did play some extra, I guess. Whatever. 2K does what they want to do. Peyton did get a field goal made. Didn't shoot great from downtown. Sabonis had a big double-double, but couldn't shoot well. Jordan, again, struggled, but had 5 steals. Anthony Mason had 15 points. All right. I think we just, unless somebody's suggested to be playing a lot less, I think we go forward with that. It says to take just about everybody down except for Peyton. It really says to take Hill down. I think we'll just move forward with this. Game 3. Shaq is fully healed. We'll leave it, and we win. Oh, we win by 44. Michael Jordan. 15 was the highest we allowed him. He ended up averaging 12 for the series, shooting 31.7%. Sabonis was awful. Mason fouled out. Pretty good way to end the series, I would say. Gary Payton gets 30. Shaq 26 and 10. Grant Hill, he says, don't play me less. Let me get almost a double-double. Kobe, good game. Didn't go crazy with the scoring, but that's all right. Didn't need to in this one. Garnett 2 assists away from a triple-double. Dirk struggled yet again. Wallace did all the extra things. I like it. We shot 8 of 15 from downtown. All right, don't need this one anymore. Sabonis did get hurt in that game as well. See what happens here. The Raptors did beat the Wizards. We got both upsets. Somehow the Sixers got past the Nets. The Nets are the Olajuwon and Baker and Brandon team. And the Celtics, I don't even know who's on their team. That's the Karl Malone team. Beating Jermaine and Elton Brand and Jason Williams. The Lakers almost swept the Warriors. We got a close one here, so more upsets than I expected. I think the Grizzlies should get past the Spurs. We'll see if it happens. But we have to prepare right now for the Raptors. I think I want to give one more minute to Shaq. Actually, let's... Who struggled? I think Dirk is the answer to that. But let's see. Shaq was amazing. Peyton was amazing. Kobe was amazing. Carter, Hill, good. Garnett struggled, and Dirk struggled. Wallace, he doesn't shoot, so that's okay. So, if we can give Shaq probably another one here. And then, I don't know, I guess we let Garnett, let's give Wallace one of his. That one. 31. Peyton probably should play more than 31 because he's 91 overall. But Nash was also amazing. So maybe we just don't mess with a good thing for that. That's our new one. So really we just gave Shaq one more over Garnett, I think is what happened. And we are playing the Toronto Raptors. They do not have Olden Polynice. Chris Gatling is dealing with an injury. We're scoring 9 more points than them. Rebounds, they're out-rebounding me, but we're shooting better than them. They're 5-5 in their last 10. All right, they've got Tim Thomas, who looks to be a good three-point shooter. Rasheed Wallace, we will put Kevin Garnett on him, wherever he is, right there. Bryant Reeves, we will put Shaq on. Get the big body on him. Antonio Davis. Not much of a scoring threat, but averaging almost a double-double here. Sanchez probably doesn't play. That's a fake guy. Michael Finley might be their best perimeter player. Looks like it. So that should probably be, I guess, Kobe. Maybe we just do automatic. Because Hill could guard him. Peyton could guard him. Kevin Lynch. Chris Gatling's hurt right now. Robert Pack, I think, is their starting point guard, so we should be able to take care of this team, but I've said that before, and it's been kind of scary. We've got that lineup correct. Let's see. The Grizz did win, and the Nuggets did upset. So I got the West right. The East, I got both of these series wrong. So, whatever that's worth. Let's see if we can beat the Raptors here. And we do. Game 1 was a 41-point victory. Carter, Kobe, and Peyton. And Nash. So the point guards did dominate, it seems. Shaq, 13 and 13. Garnett with a nice game. Dirk, shouldn't be playing almost. I don't know what he's doing. Thomas and Wallace both had 20. They did shoot over 50%, which is kind of weird for this team. But we shot over 60%. That's helpful. Alright, I'm going to keep taking away, I think, from Dirk because he's not proving that he should play, and I want Shaq to play. So, how many does he have here? That's 6, 10, 14, so he can play another one here. And then let's do Garnett there, and then let Wallace play there. Play some defense. So maybe we go with that for now. So we gave Shaq one more over Dirk, which puts Ben Wallace ahead. We've got to go do that over here as well. I guess I probably could have just as easily done the change, but I don't know, maybe this is faster. It does say Shaq should play 30, so that's helpful to see. It says Peyton should play a lot more, but don't want to mess with the point guards because they're doing amazing. Game 2, victory. Oh, boy. Well, 41 in the first game and now 54 in Game 2. We got 36 points for Kobe Bryant. Gary Payton did play some extra. Did somebody get hurt? Nash did not play all of his minutes, nor did Dirk. So we'll see. But what a game. They were both one. So Kobe was a rebound away from a double-double. Peyton was an assist away. Carter had a nice game. Garnett had one. Shaq had one. Nash had 11 assists. Wallace had 10 rebounds. We had just stats all over the place here. We almost went 50% from downtown. What a game for the Pacers. Tim Thomas cannot be stopped, though. I mean, I guess we just let him run wild and see what happens. I think their starting point guard got hurt 3 minutes into the game. Yep, he's not going to play anymore. So now, I don't really know. I guess Pepe Sanchez is going to start. Well, they have Michael Williams as well. But either way, their choices are not good. Rashid fouled out in 13 minutes. That's helpful as well. Annihilated them in rebounds. The Lakers are up 2-0. T-Wolves are up 2-0. And then the split in the East. Yep. Alright. I think we just simulated another game here. And we win. This one, oh my gosh, what is happening? This one by 51. This Raptors team has no business, I guess, being in the second round of the playoffs. Rashid at least got to play and had a decent game. It does look like Pepe Sanchez started, didn't score, got 10 assists. As he started a couple games in the season, so unproven point guard. Grant Hill explodes for 31 points, only missed one shot. Garnett was great. Nash only missed 2 shots. It was not really needed from Kobe and Shaq here. Although Shaq had 4 blocks, Kobe had 3, Carter had 2. Garnett and Wallace didn't get blocks, but Carter and Kobe got them. Wallace instead had 4 turnovers randomly, but got loads of rebounds. Double-double down here for Peyton. We shot an amazing percentage. 63%. Held them to 40. Again, annihilated them in rebounds. And they're a pretty big team. Wallace, Reeves, Thomas, Davis, Gatling's now playing. They've got mostly big players, which probably means they can't keep up with the speed of the Pacers. Gatling, yeah, he was already playing. I don't think I want to change anything about what's happening right now because it's been glorious. So let's see if we can sweep our way to the Eastern Conference Finals. We do. And this one, again, this one's 34 points. That was the lowest victory total in this series. That is crazy. Might be the most I've beat a team by in a series in this 18-year simulation. Wallace put up a fight, but again, not much going for the Raptors. We had almost 5 guys with 20 points. GP was amazing. Carter's been tremendous off the bench. Nash scoring a lot. Garnett really struggled. Dirk has not found his stroke at all here in the playoffs. Wallace 3 blocks in that one. We had 12 blocks as a team. And shot amazing again. Raptors didn't make a 3. They were 0 for 9. Wow. Okay, well, we can delete that. Did they have any further injuries? No. But we also just went 2 series without an injury. Hopefully that didn't just jinx some terrible thing into existence. Let's see if the Sixers can finish off the Celtics. They do not, but the Timberwolves did get past the Nuggets. We've got a Game 7 here in the East. The Celtics come back and beat the Sixers. So Karl Malone, and is this the Stackhouse and Kendall Gill team? So pretty good trio. Let's go see if they're at full strength. Oh, nope, they do not have Kendall Gill. So that hopefully will help Kobe Bryant have some good games. And Danny Manning probably doesn't play much because he's not that great overall, I don't think. We're scoring a lot more points, more rebounds, more assists, shooting a lot better. Things are looking good for the Pacers. Let me see if I want to change anything. Player stats just for the semifinals. Amazing, 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 amazing. Oh my god. Steve Nash shot 70% in that series. Shaq actually was one of the worst shooters. Oh my god, he was, other than Dirk. 53% was the lowest. We just had our way with the Raptors. I don't know what is wrong with Dirk Nowitzki. I'm not going to up Shaq's minutes until the finals, I think, unless we get behind here. But for the Celtics, Kendall Gill got hurt in that last series, it looks like. Stackhouse, Malone, they're starting Aaron McKee now, Wesley, and Camby. So they've got a good defensive center against Shaq. Not nearly the strength. And their bench, not great. Greg Anthony, at least, is pretty good. Wayman Tisdale's 36 years old and retiring. Okay, well, let's go prepare for the Celtics. We're going to keep the rotation. Aaron McKee, we're not too worried about. Kenny Thomas, I don't think plays. Stackhouse, if they don't have Gill, so Stackhouse, they're starting small forward. I think, is Hill just as good at defense as, no, he's not. So let's put Kobe on Stackhouse. 84. Gill's not playing. Wesley's an amazing three-point shooter. Let's try to stop that. Payton should already be on him. Cherokee Parks, we don't have to worry about. Or Austin, really. Eddie House doesn't play. Mason doesn't play. Camby, I think since he can't shoot very well, we'll put Shaq on him. And then Garnett and Wallace can take care of Malone. I think on ball, he's got such a weird shot. I guess we'll see what happens. Anthony, Malone, let's put Garnett on. Garnett's 88. What's Wallace? 94. Wallace is probably stronger. But if Wallace is in at center, that means Garnett or Dirk is on Camby. That's not terrible. Let's put Wallace then. Tisdale, not too worried. Manning, not too worried. All right. Well, let's see what happens here. Lakers, Grizz. I got former players on both teams. It was Reggie versus Ewing, and Ewing wins. Let's see what the Game 7 looked like. Billups went crazy. Paul Pierce with 25. Ewing, pretty big game for a 38-year-old. Does not say he's retiring. This team is just so cool. Like you would think a real person was controlling it based on the names you see here. Trying to rival. Antonio McDyess, 29 and 11. Reggie in the playoffs ended up only averaging 13 and a half. Shot well, though. Glenn Rice. This is a cool team as well. Lakers pull it out by 4. Let's see if we can beat the Celtics. Game 1. Yes, we do. 33-point win, so keeping the huge victories. 4 guys with 20 plus. Peyton, Shaq, KG, and Kobe. Kobe went 11 for 11 from the line and fouled out. Almost played all his minutes before doing so, so it must have been in the 4th. Grant Hill didn't do much. Dirk only shot 2 shots, but at least made one of them. 10 boards, 2 blocks. That's all we need out of Ben Wallace. Stackhouse had a decent game. He's been averaging 24 in the playoffs. So we really held him in check, I guess. Wesley did make a couple threes. They were 7 for 14. Carmelo did nothing. Austin was awful. Parks was awful. So their big guys could not shoot. They only shot 37%. So let's just check the injury board here and then move on. Danny Manning has recovered fully from his cut on the head. We will keep rolling. Game 2. Pacers win. This one by 40. Alright, well, the first series was not like a total steamrolling. Like, yes, we swept them, but it was a couple close games, I think. This one, not so much. Grant Hill is really struggling against the Celtics. Jerry Stackhouse good at defense. Ben Wallace, 9 boards, 3 blocks, even got 4 points. Nash, 10 assists off the bench. Garnett with 3 steals. Shaq, Kobe, Carter. So Vince Hannity is consistently like top 3 scoring on this team. It's just making me feel like Grant Hill does not need to be on this team, but Hill's just a better fit, you'd think. Because he can pass, he doesn't have to shoot. Carter is a scorer. Holy moly, is he a scorer here in the playoffs. Stackhouse got 20 in this one. Malone did much better. They did not do as well from 3, and they again struggled from the field. I want to see, like, how close were these games? Game 3, okay, that was slaughtering. Yeah, game 1 was 5 points. Okay, so ever since game 1, we've won by at least 24 points here. Now we'll see if that jinxes something. Still no injuries. Everything looking good. The Lakers won game 1 over there. Game 3, Pacers win. This one was by 12, so there we go, a little closer. Karl Malone, 18 points. Marcus Camby got a double-double. We held Stackhouse to only 13. They shot a little better. For the Pacers, Vinsanity with 22. Kobe only missed 2 shots, but didn't shoot a whole bunch. Payton, 18, 6 turnovers. Shaq did get a double-double, but 10 points, didn't get to the free throw line at all. 6 assists. Dirk, terrible again. Alright, let's go see if we need to make any change here. Conference finals. Kobe's good. Carter's been just ridiculous. Shaq shooting almost 70%. Garnett's great. It's really been Hill and Dirk that have been struggling. Well, Vince Carter wouldn't mind having another minute, I'm sure. Instead of... Actually, Kobe could have another one, too. Let's do it here. 36. And then take one away from Dirk. Although that's not easy to do. It could be given to Garnett or Shaq or that would be Shaq then Garnett. I don't want Shaq to get hurt, so let's give it to KG. Dirk has just been pretty bad here in the playoffs. Overall, he's shooting 29%. Awful, awful, awful. Probably shouldn't even be in the rotation. We'll see if that's necessary to consider. We need to load that here now. Game 4. We sweep our way into the finals. This was a 32-point win on the road. Jerry Stackhouse got to 20 again. So he averaged like 25 coming in, and then we held them to 20 or below every game. Malone didn't shoot very well. Otherwise, their players did, except for McKee. Kendall Gill could have been helpful, but probably not a huge difference maker. Kobe gets 37. I give him a minute, and he's just like, okay, I'll score. Shaq, big game. Got to the line a lot in that one. KG likes getting that extra minute as well. Got 4 blocks with his double-double. Hill did play better. That's good. Peyton struggled, but still got his 7 assists. Dirk missed both his shots. Probably going to take another minute away from him. Give it to Shaq for the finals. Anybody else get hurt for the Celtics there? Nope. We can delete that. Let's go ahead and get Shaq his minute. Probably here. I want to avoid Wallace in with Shaq. So we'd have to give Garnett another one to take Nowitzki. Down 1. How many is this for Garnett? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he's at 15. He could take another one here. Sure. It's a minute when Kobe's out anyway. Alright, save that now. And we'll see. Are we playing the Lakers or the Timberwolves? Let's go. Oh boy, Minnesota. Wow, did not expect that. I think, by chance, is that who I played last year? It sure is. We beat them 4-1. So back-to-back finals appearances for the Minnesota T-Wolves. That's pretty cool. That has not happened. I mean, other than the Pacers, obviously. We had 4 in a row with the Blazers, which was obnoxious. Otherwise, it's not happened. All right. Not the team I expected to see here. They have no injuries. We are scoring 11 more points. They've not lost at home yet. Getting more rebounds, assists. They're shooting over 50%, but we're beating them at everything. We're going to go with that rotation that we just set up until we see a reason to change it. They have Bobby Jackson, Corey Maggette, Christian Leitner, who isn't a big-time scorer, but 84 overall. They got Googs at 80. They got Penny. Brent Berry needs to be guarded tight because that says A plus 3s. Eldon Campbell. We cannot worry too much about him. Khalid El-Amin doesn't play. Mashburn, I think, is amazing at 3s, if I recall. And probably needs to be guarded by Mr. Kobe Bryant. They've got Zadrunas, which will be guarded by Shaq. D. Brown is an A+ at 3s. Ty Lue, I don't know how much he plays, but Montross doesn't play, Tim James doesn't play. Let's go see who's doing stuff for them. They start Jackson, Leitner, Ilgauskas, Hardaway, and Mashburn usually. It looks like they've switched Hardaway for Barry some. And Maggette started when Mashburn was hurt. So Ilgauskas and Mashburn are their scorers. Mashburn has not been good at threes, but I think he's good at them. Well, 78. Not amazing, but we'll still respect him. Maybe we shouldn't. If he shoots so well at everything else, just switch that around. Do they have any good three-point shooters? D. Brown's amazing. Penny's actually pretty good at them. Barry's not doing well, even though he's 88 at them. So if we put Kobe on Mashburn, that'll put Hill on Penny or Barry, which is fine. Garnett's going to be on Leitner, Shaq on Ilgauskas, and then Peyton is guarding Bobby Jackson, who is not very good at threes. Okay, so let's go switch that. We don't need to guard Mashburn so tight, I don't think. I guess I just did off ball. Let's do that automatic. Alright, so we only did 2 matchups. Okay. Let's see. Will the T-Wolves take the Pacers to 5 again? Let's find out. Game 1. Pacers win by 36. So the Pacers, we were not like consistently doing this to teams in the season. I don't know what's changed in the playoffs. KG 21 and 8. Grant Hill steps it up. Nash has 17 points. Kobe only had 16. Peyton with a nice game had 6 turnovers again. Shaq's down here third to last in scoring. Dirk made 3 shots for like the first time in the playoffs. Wallace has been a rebounding machine. And for Minnesota, Mashburn 19 made 2 threes. Leitner had 3 steals, 4 blocks. Penny didn't do all that much. Barry was pretty bad. I think we can keep things as is. Shaq was 1 for 7 from the line. Otherwise, he only missed 1 shot. Made 1 free throw, but missed 1 shot. I don't think Shaq's going to have a chance of winning MVP, but let's get through game. Well, let's go see. Is anybody hurt? No injuries still. Game 2. Pacers win by 47. We are scoring so many points. Shaquille O'Neal gets 28 and 7, so maybe he does have a chance at MVP. Nash, 27 points, made 6 three-pointers. That might be in the playoff franchise highs. Vince and Kobe both had 23. We made 10 of 19 threes. Grant Hill had a double-double. KG, who has no triple-doubles in his career, gets his first in the playoffs, which doesn't count. I don't think there's any way to see that once we get out of this playoffs. Nowitzki continues to struggle, so I'm going to give Shaq and maybe KG another minute based on that. Googs, 9 for 10, leads the team. Mashburn, we held to 13. Ilgauskas was awful. Leitner and Hardaway were awful. There's no chance for the T-Wolves, it looks like. We're going to see if we can give them their first home loss here in a minute. But first, no injuries. Dirk continues to prove that he should not be playing this much. Let's let Shaq play more there. And I don't really want him finishing the half. And actually, I'd rather him do it here because Kobe's out. Let's do that, and then we'll do 1 minute of Wallace with Shaq. So Dirk's at 14. We mostly took from Wallace. I was thinking of giving another one to Garnett, which would be probably here. Let's go for it. Alright, and then we've got to load that over here. Alright, can we win one in Minnesota? Nobody's done it yet in the playoffs, but the Pacers do it. Only by 6. Wow. So Ilgauskas goes for 22 and 14. Mashburn fouled out in 17 minutes. Bobby Jackson also fouled out. Leitner shot awful again. Hardaway only shot 3 times. Googs was 2 for 11 this time. So other than Ilgauskas, there wasn't a lot going on. But must admit, Pacers didn't do much either. Carter fouled out. Shaq, 5 for 13 is not good. He also played 35 minutes. I don't know why. Wallace did not play all of his minutes. Nash 1 for 7, that's pretty bad. So we can give Peyton one of his probably. Let's do that. So Peyton, let's go. First of all, let's do this. Kobe a little bit more. Why not? Hopefully there aren't any catastrophic injuries happening in the last game of the finals. Peyton 32, 33, 34. Let the starters have a bit more time on the court. Still no injuries for either team. Alright, we will simcast this one to see the celebration in case we win in Minneapolis. Well, that's a good start. Well, we didn't win the second, but we got a big enough lead in the first to leave some buffer. Gonna make it interesting, it seems like. Let's watch the last 16 up by 7. And not play. We got Hill inbounding, so I'm guessing they will foul still. Get it to Kobe or Nash. Nash would be good.
16 seconds left
They're
to play
not
in the
fouling,
final quarter.
but we're probably going to stupidly shoot. Because watching this, you always see them shoot when they don't need to. Kobe's just trying to pad his stats, but instead misses a layup unnecessarily. Bobby Jackson shoots from half court. Don't think that rebound will count.
Wow.
We did have all the starters in. No, we didn't. Gary Payton's on the bench. Steve Nash was out there. Based on the stats before this game, Kobe's probably MVP.
Full credit to the visitors and the amazing job they did to
We'll
never
see.
lose focus or drive.
I don't know if he had enough of like the other stats like Peyton
all
gets,
season long.
Garnett gets.
And even if they don't get to celebrate in front of their home fans, that does
So
not
John
take
Stockton
anything
will
away from the
retire
satisfaction.
with
Now,
how many
Let's take you to the
championships?
presentation of the Larry O'Brien Trophy.
He
NBA
lost,
Commissioner doing the honors.
I think like 13?
One team has emerged victorious.
We'll see.
The NBA champion.
I don't know why we don't have David Stern in 2001.
Congratulations to the whole organization and, of course, this incredible team.
Billy Cunningham just
This
does not
Larry
age. He
O'Brien
looks
trophy,
exactly as he did when he
and
played.
I believe this suitcase are yours.
Decisions to make with...
Your Bill Russell Finals
Oh,
MVP.
we get Kobe. We'll see if he actually got it. It's not always consistent.
Guys, when you talk about the most valuable player in the final...
All right. Let's see if it says it was Kobe. It was Kevin Garnett, actually. So you give the trophy to Kobe, and it's actually the Finals MVP of Kevin Garnett. That is... I won't show that, but the 6th time KG has won a title in his 6 years. So he's won it. He doesn't know how not to win a championship. He was better in the playoffs than he's ever been in a season. Go ahead and look at the stats of that last game. We could not stop Jamal Mashburn, so he was who kept them in it. Ilgauskas was good again. Nobody shot terrible like they had before. Well, Maggette wasn't good. Kobe was the best player in that game. 21, 6, 6, 5 steals. Garnett didn't really do much of anything else in that one. Shaq. Yeah, this is probably another championship where it's hard to choose somebody. If Peyton didn't foul out, maybe if he could have done a little bit more. Grant Hill didn't do much. That's fun to see. Because of Peyton fouling out, John Stockton got to play. He got to step on the court in his last game ever to win his 14th championship. I said 13. That was number 14 in his 17 years. He missed one randomly in 95. Otherwise, it was just his first 2 seasons. What a career for John Stockton. All right. I was going to go see... Let's make sure nobody got hurt, right? Garnett actually had shin splints in that one. Interesting. I was going to go see how close it would have been. So just the final stats. Here you go. Who do you give it to? Kobe averaged 20, 7.5 rebounds, almost 5 assists, 3 steals. Shot pretty well, but not from 3. But Garnett averaged a double-double. A little bit more assists. A little bit more blocks, not as many steals. Didn't turn it over as much, shot better. So yeah, probably Garnett. Shaq was close behind, didn't get the assists, shot amazingly. Carter was amazing as well, but didn't get as much of the other stuff. Peyton didn't score enough, struggled to shoot actually there in the finals, but was overall great, I think, in the playoffs. Yeah, shot over 50%. In the playoff, Shaq averaged 18 and 9. So pretty much exactly what he did there in the finals. Kobe stepped down a little bit scoring-wise. Garnett stepped up. Carter was so good throughout. Good stuff. So here we can see... Whoops. Kevin Garnett gets his 2nd Finals MVP. That would have been Kobe's first, but it was a fake out. So 2 for Garnett, 3 for Peyton, 2 for Shaq, 1 for Pippen, 4 for Ewing, 1 for Kellogg, and 1 for Derek Harper. So many different players have gotten Finals MVP for the Pacers. Here was the first year we did, so Magic Johnson got the first 2. And then we made it to the Finals in year 3, lost in Game 7 to Adrian Dantley and the Jazz. And then we've been at the top of the standings every year since, but this random year here where we got beat by the 8 seed Hornets in the first round and the Pistons go on to win it, but bounced back and now win our 6th straight championship. The other thing to point out is that for the first time in 7 years, Pacers do not have the MVP of the season. Tim Duncan takes it home. First time since 92-93 when Magic won it in the years between Ewing and Shaq. Pretty cool stuff. All right, well, as I said earlier, we've got some interesting things to decide here in the offseason. So Peyton's good to go, Nash is good to go, Stockton is retiring, Kobe's good to go, Manu's still in his rookie contract, Red we just drafted, Carter is now a restricted free agent, Grant Hill has a player option, and if he declines it, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. If he accepts it, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. So either way, there's a decision there. Marion, still in his rookie contract. Barkley is retiring. KG has a player option. I don't know whether he'll accept it. Dirk is going in the last year of his rookie contract. So KG's been super injury prone, but he just won Finals MVP for the second time, so kind of hard to let him walk away. So we'll see if he accepts his option. Shaq's got 3 years. Wallace, we signed up not knowing that he would be broken. So he had 2 pretty bad injuries, and we gave him that deal. And Horace Grant, I'm sure, is retiring as well, right? Yeah. So, 3 open spots just due to retirements? And then potentially 2 more due to options. But regardless, we still have Shaq, Kobe, Peyton, Nash, Carter, Dirk. So still very much a super team. But it'll make the offseason fun. So till then, thanks for tuning in. See you next time. Shoe Shack Redemption's out.